The story that I wanted to tell you guys is when I first moved to Houston. This is a year ago. I was still in college, and I was thinking about what I wanted to do as my major, and I decided to do nursing just because I wanted to help other people. And I know there are many professions that do that, but I felt with nursing, I'm able to fully utilize what I've been given, the skills I've been taught to be able to teach and help my patients. So when I was in the process of, deciding what nursing school to go to, I looked at many options. Whether do I stay at home? Should I look elsewhere? And so one of the options that I had was to apply in Houston. Although I heard many things about this program, that it's really tough, it's really hard, but I just wanted to just challenge myself and see what I can do. So it was, I believe, maybe October of 2010 when it was time to apply for nursing schools. And so I applied there, and I was waiting, and I had a lot of thoughts running through my head. Just wanted to know what it's going to be like being on my own, how am I going to pay for it, and just all of that. Because I've lived at home like all my life. I've commuted back and forth from my house to college. So when I finally got the acceptance letter, I was really shocked because everybody else was getting their acceptance letters, and I wasn't sure if mine was coming in. So when I finally got it, I just, had to process it and think about it and just think to myself, how am I going to do it? Like, how am I going to live on my own? I've never been on my own before. I have to take care of myself. So last year in January, when I moved to Houston, I lived on my own for at least a semester. And that was a huge learning experience because I had to take care of everything there, buy my groceries, and I also didn't have a car. So I had to find a way to get rides and do all of that. And I had to go to school on my own, wake up on my own without having my parents wake me up, and just be really organized. And I feel like since I've been there, for a year now, or a year and a half now, I've just learned to be independent, which I feel like I wouldn't have learned if I was at home with my parents because I was just under their roof. And I feel like since I've been on my own, I've learned a lot of values, such as just to be on time, be punctual, be organized, just a lot of many lessons such as that. So some of the things that I went through during that process was with my parents. They weren't really ready to just let me go quite yet. They wanted me to stay at home and go to school back and forth, drive back and forth, but they knew that it was time for me to just grow up and do my own thing. And so it was hard for them initially. They just had a really hard time just letting go of the concept that, oh my gosh, my daughter is moving away. I'm the oldest. But I mean, they eventually just learned to deal with it, and they just accepted that, I'm growing up. And so when I was there, they would call me frequently, and then it got to a point where they would just call maybe once or twice within the week. But I mean, I knew that they really cared about me and they supported me, and that's why they let me go. So from the story that I just told you, if any of you guys are planning to go to college or planning to move away from home, I don't know a whole lot, but I mean about being on my own, but since I've been on my own for a while now, I can give you guys some tips or advice as to how to get adjusted and to live on your own. So I hope you enjoyed the story.